So today we are going to revise the Indus Valley Civilization, and this is very important topic from the perspective of our examination. Okay, so let us see and try to uh, revise them. So Indus Valley Civilization, the timeline of the Indus Valley Civilization is basically around 2600 to 1900 BCE. Okay, and the most distinctive artifact of Indus Valley civilization were the Harappan seals. Harappan seals were made up of a stone called steatite. Okay, so Harappan seals were made up of a stone which were called steatite. You can see here. So they were made up of steatite. Okay, let me use the highlighter. Yes, so it was made up of steatite, uh, and the most distinctive artifact was the Harappan seal. And Harappan seal also used to contain animal artifacts. Now, distinctive objects. What were the distinctive objects? So these were not only seals but also beds. Okay, weights, stone blades, baked bricks. These have been the evidence of sails, weights, and all these things have been found from parts of Afghanistan, Jammu, Balochistan, Gujarat, and other parts also. Okay, so let us see. The first site that was discovered was the Harappa. That is why the Indus Valley civilization is also called the Harappan civilization. Now, if you read the NCRT, then in the corner in the box they have given this much detail. So please remember that also. Although this may not come in the examination, but in the state PCS examination, these type of question they do ask. Okay, so BP stand for before present, BCE stand for before common era, CE stand for common era, and C stand for circa, meaning approximate. Now there were grains which have been found from Indus Valley civilization. These are wheat, barley, lentil, chickpea, sesame, and rice. Please remember this is the most important fact that we must remember. That is the grains that have been found from Indus Valley civilization. Okay, so these were wheat first, then barley, lentil, chickpea, sesame, and rice. So we'll do what we will do to remember the most important fact is to highlight again and again. So grain that have been found from Indus Valley civilization include wheat, barley, lentil, chickpea, sesame, and rice. Let me change the color of the highlighter. Now millets have also been remains of millets have been found in the parts of Gujarat primarily. Now there were certain animals that were domesticated. So these include cattle, then sheep, then goat, then buffalo, then pig. So animals which were domesticated include cattle, sheep, goat, buffalo, and pig. Now let us see something more. So Harappans, what the things that used to be eaten by Harappans? So Harappan used to eat plants and animals. So it means they were eating plants and animals, including fish. So fish were known to Harappan people. Now bones of wild species have also been found, which include boar, deer, and gharial. Not very important, but please remember all these things. Now there have been evidences of birds' bones, which is include fish and fowl. Fish and fowl. So from this page, you have few things. which is very important. That is the first thing is that let me just erase. So first thing is that the grains, we must have to remember about the grains details. Okay, which are the grains which have been found. So first grain was the wheat, then comes barley, then comes a lentil. Let me change the color because red is not good. It is a sign of revolution or the CPI. So sorry, sorry, leave that political thing. Okay, just a minute. Yes. Now grains that have been found include wheat, barley, lentil, chickpea, sesame, and rice. So rice were there, wheat were there, barley were there, lentil was there, chickpea was there, and sesame was there. Okay, so wheat, barley, rice. Remember three most important thing, that is wheat and barley, then rice. At least remember these three names: wheat, barley, and rice. Wheat, barley, and rice. Wheat, barley, and rice. Lentil, chickpea, and sesame. Animals that were domesticated include cattle, sheep, goat, buffalo, and pig. Cattle, sheep, goat, buffalo, and pig. These were the animals that were domesticated. So cattle, sheep, goat, buffalo, and pig. Millets have been recovered from the Gujarat part. Harappans ate plants and animals. Okay, okay. So most significant distinctive artifact of Indus Valley civilization were the Harappan seals. Harappan seals were the most distinctive artifact of Indus Valley civilization, and it was made up of a stone which was called steatite. So steatite was a kind of stone which was used to make Harappan seal. The Harappan seal often contain animal motifs. Okay, other distinctive objects other than seals were weights, stone bullets, baked bricks. These were recovered from Afghanistan, Jammu, Baluchistan, Gujarat. So I hope that now these things have been clear. Okay, so let's move to the next. So now we have to this. So we'll first do this. So agriculture technologies. Let us talk about the agriculture technologies. So bull was known to them. Okay, and oxen were used for plowing purposes. So oxen were used to agriculture purpose to plow the field. Okay, so bull and oxen were known. Now terracotta models of plow were prevalent in Cholistan and Banawali in Haryana. Now what is the Cholistan? So Cholistan is the area of Pakistan which shares border with India, having Sahara desert, Sahara Registan. So terracotta motif flower was used in Cholistan and Banawali, Haryana. Now evidence of plough field have been found from Kalibangan, which is in Rajasthan. Evidence of plough field have been found from Kalibangan, Rajasthan. Two different crops are grown together. Now traces of canals have also been found from Swartugai in Afghanistan. Now traces of canals have been found from Swartugai in Afghanistan. Water reservoir have been uh, found from Dholavira, Gujarat. So this is the previous year UPSC question. UPSC has already asked this question some years back. So water reservoir have been recovered from Dholavira, which is in Gujarat. So water uh, which was drawn from wells was used for the irrigation purposes. Now let us understand the settlement system. So basically settlement used to be two types two types. First was citadel, and second was the lower town. Citadel was the smaller but the higher. Okay, smaller, it used to be small in number but it used to be higher in height, whereas lower town used to be much larger but lower. Okay, citadel was constructed on mud brick platforms. It was walled and separated from the lower town. However, there is exception of Lothal, which was not walled. Now, Lower Town was also walled. So, most important was the Dholavira. So, settlement in Dholavira and Lothal has been fortified. Evidence have been found that suggests that the Dholavira and Lothal having settlement was fortified, entire settlement. But however, the sections were separated by walls. Okay, so in Dholavira and Lothal, what we have information is that they were having fortified entire settlement. However, the lower town in Citadel was separated by walls. Now, others facts. So, plant drainage system was there. Roads and street used to cut each other at right angles. So, grid pattern was there. Now, grinding equipment and vessels. Grinding equipments and vessels were made up of stone, metal, and terracotta. Stone, metal, and terracotta. Stone, metal, and terracotta. Now, let us revise once again. Okay, we'll do three three revision. For that matter, we need to use three pits. So we are talking about the agriculture technologies. So bull was known uh, to the people of Indus Valley civilization. Oxen were used for plowing. Oxen were used for plowing. Oxens were used for plowing. Models of plow. Terracotta models of plow have been found from Cholistan, Banavali in Haryana. Terracotta models of plow have been found from Cholistan and Banavali. Evidence of plow field. Evidence of plow field have been found from Kalibangan, Rajasthan. Evidence of plow field have been found from Kalibangan, Rajasthan. Two different types of crops were grown together. Two different types of uh, crops grown together. Now traces of canals have been found from Sotugai, Afghanistan. Traces of canals have been found from Sotugai, Afghanistan. Traces of canals have been found from Sotugai, Afghanistan. Water reservoir have been found from Dholavira. Water reservoir have been found from Dholavira, which is in Gujarat. Water which was drawn from wells have been used for irrigation purposes. Now settlement used to be of two types. One was citadel and another was the lower town. Citadel used to be smaller in number but higher in height. However, lower town was much larger but lower in height. Citadel was constructed on mud brick platforms, and it was also walled. And lower town also used to be walled. uh, it was separated from lower town, so the citadel and lower town has been separated from each other. How exception is the Lothal, which was not walled. So Lothal is in the Gujarat, which was not walled. Maybe because it was used to be a port city. It used to work as port. Maybe that is why it has not been walled. Okay. Now, most important thing is that Dholavira and Lothal, it used to be 40. It was fortified. Fortified the entire settlement of the Dholavira and Lothal. Dholavira and Lothal is in Gujarat. The entire settlement of Dholavira and Lothal have been fortified. However, sections were separated by walls. So please remember the exceptions. So Dholavira and Lothal have been fortified. Dholavira and Lothal have been fortified. Dholavira and Lothal have been fortified. Dholavira and Lothal have been fortified, and Lothal was not walled. 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 So road and street used to intersect at right angles. So now times for the third revision. Let us do the third revision. So agriculture technology, we are talking about agriculture technology. So bull was known to the Indus Valley people. Oxen were used for plowing. Oxen were used for plowing. Terracotta model plowing have been found from Cholistan and Banawali in Haryana. Evidence of plow field have been found from Kalibangan in Rajasthan. Two different crops grown together. I think this color is not very good with respect to the getting you know everything clearly. Let me use this. Yes, now this is good. So evidence of plow field have been found from Kalibangan. Have been found from Kalibangan. Okay, have been found from Kalibangan. Now it is good. So it is the terracotta motif. Yes, terracotta models of plow have been found from Cholistan and Banawali. Cholistan and Banawali bull was known. So this is agriculture technologies. Bull was known. Oxen were made were used for plowing. Okay, two different crops grown together. Traces of canals have been found from Sattugai, which is in Afghanistan. Water reservoir have been found from Dholavira. Water reservoir have been found from Dholavira. Water drawn from wells have been used for irrigation purpose. Settlement used to be of two types. Citadel, it was smaller but higher, whereas lower town used to be much larger but lower in height. Citadel used to be constructed on the mud brick platforms, and Citadel used to be also walled. However, there is an exception of Lothal. Lothal was not walled. Okay, and these two structures used to be separated from each other, Citadel and Lower Town, and Lower Town was also walled. Now, these two important things we need to remember, that is Dholavira and Lothal have been fortified. So, Dholavira and Lothal have been fortified. Dholavira and Lothal have been fortified. The entire settlement of the Dholavira and Lothal have been fortified. Sections were separated by walls. Sections were separated by walls. So Dholavira and Lothal, entire settlement of Dholavira and Lothal have been walled. Okay, and road and street used to cut each other at at right angle. Right angle. Now it is clear. Now let us see the next. So political organization. So there were no evidence of temples were not there, no religious structures. Exception is the great bath, which was used for the ablution. Practice of fire cult was prevalent in Lothal. Practice of fire cult was prevalent in Lothal. Now let us talk about the religious practices. So terracotta figure of women have been found from Harappa. Terracotta figure of women have been found from Harappa. One figure plant growing goddess of earth. One figure carrying plant growing out of embryo of a woman. Uh, okay, so that is there. Harappa fertility goddess worship. Harappan people used to Harappan people used to worship the fertility goddess. Okay, earth or fertility goddess worshipped. Male deity on a seal, three on heads. Pasupati Mahadev, which has been shown with elephant, tiger, rhino, buffalo. Elf worship was prevalent. Trees and animal worship was also prevalent. Trees like people, one hot animal which is called unicorn. Now the Harappan script, noticed in first in 1853, completely discovered by 1923. However, it has not been deciphered yet. Not alphabetical but mainly pictographic. Okay, Harappan pottery, potter's wheel, decorated trees and circles, scenes greatest artistic creations, images, dancing girl made of bronze, terracotta figures have been found, which include toys, figures of worships, represent birds, monkeys, dogs, sheep, cattle, men and women. They were poor in stone artistic works. So the second revision. Yes. So we are talking about the political organization. So no temples have been found, no religious structures have been found, except Great Path in Mohenjo-daro, which was used probably for evolution. Practice of fire cult was prevalent in Lothal. Religious practices, terracotta figure of women, Harappa, uh, plant one figure of women having growing plant out of the improve of women has been found. Harappan used to worship earth, fertility gods, a goddess worshipped. Okay, male deity have been found on a seal, which is three on heads. Pashupati Mahadev having elephant, tiger, rhinos, and buffalo. Phallus worship. Trees and animal worship was also prevalent. Trees like peoples and one animals worship, which is called unicorn. The Harappan script, noticed first in 1853, completely discovered by 1923, not deciphered yet, not alphabetical but mainly pictographic. Harappan pottery, potter's wheel, decorated trees, circles, seals, greatest artistic creations, images, dancing girl made of bronze, terracotta figures, toys, figures of worship represent birds, monkeys, dogs, sheep, cattle, men and women. Uh, they were poor in stone artistic work. Stone artistic work. Just last revision. Uh, Political organization. We are talking about the political organization of Harappan people. So no temples have been found. No religious structures have been found except the Great Bath, which were probably used for ablutions. Practice of fire cult have been found from Lothal, Gujarat. Religious practices. Terracotta figure of women have been found from Harappa. One figure plant growing goddess of earth out of the embryo of women. Harappan used to worship the fertility goddess, which is earth. Male deity have also been recovered from a seal, which is three on heads, along with elephant, tiger, rhinoceros, and buffalo. Phallus worship have also been found. Trees and animal worship. Trees like peoples, animals, on animal, unicorn. The Harappan script. So it was noticed first in 1853, completely discovered by 1923, not deciphered yet, not alphabetical but mainly pictographic. Harappan pottery, a potter's wheel, decorated with trees, circles, seals, greatest artistic creations, images of dancing girl made of bronze, terracotta figures, toys, figures of worship, represents birds, monkeys, men and women, cattle, sheep, and dog. They were poor in stone artistic work. So that's all. Next, next is certain facts. So Harappan civilization is older than the Chalcolithic culture. The first discovered site was Harappa, 1921. It was a urban civilization. Punjab, Haryana, Sindh, Balochistan, Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Western UP. This is the extent of the Harappan civilization. The most important cities are Harappa, which is in Punjab, and Mohenjo-daro, Mount of Dead, which is in Pakistan. Cities and situated at. So Harappa is basically in Punjab, Mohenjo-daro in Sindh, Jammu in Sindh, Lothal in Gujarat, Kambi, Kalimangan, Rajasthan, Banawali Hisar or Haryana, Rangpur, Kathiawar, या Peninsula in Gujarat, Roji also, Dholavira Kutch, Rakhi Gati, Ghaggar, Haryana, Jajjar, Haryana. Now, great what have been found from Mohenjo-daro, which is perhaps the most important public place. Great Bath, it was the floors of Great Bath have been built from burnt bricks. Largest building in the Mohenjo-daro was the granary. Mohenjo-daro was the granary. Burnt bricks have been used in Harappa. Egypt used dried bricks. Mesopotamia used baked bricks. So that is thing. Now here Kalibangan. Kalibangan houses had their wells. Remains of streets and drains have been found from Banavali. Now agriculture. They used to Harappan used to supply timber fuel for baking bricks. Natural vegetation destroy agriculture. Natural vegetation was destroyed because of agriculture. A large scale grazing supply of fuel just took place annually. Wheat, barley, rye, peas, etc., sesame, and mustard rice. These were the grains. Okay, barley have been recovered from Banavali, and rice have been found from Lothal. Indus were the earliest to produce cotton, which was called Sindan. Sindan, domestication of animals. So oxen, buffalo, goats, sheep, pigs, domesticated dogs, bulls, as camels, horse, elephant, dinosaurs. Technology and crafts. Technology and crafts. Harappan culture belongs to Bronze Age. Bronze, stone, copper, tin. These were things, metals that were known to Harappan people. Woven cotton have been recovered from Mohenjo-daro. Weapons, axes, saws, knives, spears, boat making. Boat making, they were expert in boat making, seal making, and terracotta manufacture. Now jewelry were made up of silver, gold, and precious stone. Bed, uh, bed making, they were expert in bed making. These people carried trade in metal, stone, and silk. They did not use metal money, barter. They used uh, and wheels, carts and wheels. Yes, carts and wheels. Now the second revision. Use this. Yes. So Indus Valley civilization was older than the Chalcolithic culture. Okay. First discovered site was Harappa in 1921. It was a urban civilization extend Punjab, Haryana, Sindh, Balochistan, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Western UP. Latest change the color. Two most important cities, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. It was linked by Indus. Now cities Harappa in Punjab, Mohenjo-daro in Sindh, Lothal in Gujarat, Kalibangan in Rajasthan, Banawali in Hisar, Haryana, Rangpur and Barchi in Kathiawar, Gujarat, Dholavira in Kutch, Rakhi Gadi in Ghaggar. Great Bath was found in Mohenjo-daro, which was perhaps the most important building or place. The floor of Great Bath was made up of burnt bricks. Largest buildings in Mohenjo-daro was the granary. Burnt brick have been recovered from Harappa. Egypt was having dried bricks. Mesopotamia was having baked bricks. Kalibangan houses had their wells. Houses has their wells. Remains of a street and drains have been found from Banavali. Agriculture. Harappans supplied timber fuel for baking bricks. Natural vegetations have been destroyed because of agriculture, grazing, and supply of fuel. Floods took place annually. Wheat, barley, rye, peas, etc., sesame, and mustard and rice were known to the Indus Valley people. Remains of barley has been found from Banavali, and the rice remains have been found from Lothal. Indus were the earliest people to produce cotton, which was also known as Sindon. Domestication of animals, oxen, buffaloes, goats, sheep, pigs, domesticated dogs, bulls, as camels, horse, elephants, rhinoceros, Kota. Now technology and crafts. Harappan culture belongs to Bronze Age, bronze, stone, copper, tin. Bronze, stone, copper, tin. Weapons were made of axes, swords, knives, spears. Mohenjo-daro, Mohenjo-daro was having woven cotton. Uh, Harappans were expert in wood making, seal making, terracotta manufacture, jewelry. Found were made of silver, gold, and precious stones. They were expert in bed making. Indus carried trade in metal, stone, silk. They did not use metal money, barter, used cards and wheels. Now the final revision, third and the final revision. So Indus Valley civilization is older than the Chalcolithic culture. Just a minute. Older than the Chalcolithic culture. Indus Valley civilization is older than the Chalcolithic culture. First discovered site was Harappa in 1921. It was an urban civilization. Punjab, Haryana, Sindh, Balochistan, Gujarat, and Rajasthan, Western UP extend to most important cities. Harappa in Punjab, Mohenjo-daro, Mount of Dead, linked by Indus. Now cities great bath have been found from Mohenjo-daro. It was perhaps the most important place, in the floors of which was made up of burnt bricks. Largest building in Mohenjo-daro was the granary. Burnt bricks have been found from Harappa, Egypt. Dried bricks was used. Mesopotamia, baked bricks were used. Kalibangan, Kalibangan houses had their wells. Remains of streets and ruins. Panavali, agriculture. Harappans supplied timber, fuel for baking bricks. Natural vegetation destroyed because of agriculture grazing. Supply of fuel. Floods took place annually. Wheat, barley, rye, pea, sesame, mustard, rice have been found. Barley were found from Banavali and rice from Lothal. Indus were earliest to produce cotton, which is also known as Sindan. Domestication of animals have been buffalo, goats, sheep, pigs domesticated. Dogs, bulls, as camels, horse, elephants, rhinoceros. Also, technology and crafts. Urban culture belongs to Bronze Age. Bronze, stone, copper, tin metals were known. Weapons were used of axes, swords, knives, scissors, board making, seal making, terracotta manufacture. They know them. Jewelry were made up of silver, gold, precious stone. Bed making, they were expert in bed making. Indus carried trade in metal, stone, and sail. They did not use metal money, water. Uh, they use cards and wheels. So that's all. Thank you very much.